Welcome back to Britton's Hangout Hour, episode 125. Can't believe we're here. I'm here today with, well, I really, there's really no introduction to these guys. It's Austin and Richard from 2ToRamble. How you guys doing this
Oh, we're
afternoon
doing well.
/ evening?
I'm actually doing much better after being humbled. If I'm here with, well,
Who are these fuckers again?
No, it wasn't like that. It was more like, good lord, how am I gonna introduce
exactly
these
like
guys?
Everybody can just go back 30 seconds.
It's more like, I don't know how to introduce these guys. They're already pretty beloved in the booktube community. So,
oh, thank you.
Yeah,
but no, that was ironically the best intro. I think we need to steal that out of your playbook and introduce authors like that and just go, yeah.
But yeah, you two guys have like really blown up on booktube. You even got your own merch. I mean, I'm always joking about merch with my shows, but like, I'm like, man, you guys are actually doing it. Like, it's not.
It's amazing what you can do when you consider that money isn't real. And so when you stop treating it like a business and go, cool thing. Is it going to make us money? Probably not, but it's cool.
We're still, I think we're still in the hole from our merch.
Yeah, probably.
We're pretty close because long story, but Britton, first off, thanks for having us on. We are. I like that one. You made up for it by promoting our merch, so we're on good terms.
Well, I saw you were wearing your merch hat, so I'm like, I gotta mention the merch.
I'm doing that because my hair's short and I'm self-conscious, so I wear it.
Just cut it off, man.
Shave it all off. I don't want to be that.
I like that Richard's just freeballing it. He's like, check out this smooth scalp I got.
Yes,
it's nice.
Very, very smooth. Brent, so these hangouts, first off, episode 125. That's a special number. Thank you for having us on this one.
That kind of just came together. I don't. You know what? I'll just stop talking before I make an ass out of myself here. But I like you guys' channel. I like the energy you guys bring to. It's kind of like when I watch John's channel. You know, it's just these two guys kind of being like, "Here's these books we're reading right now." Though you're more like a podcast though. John and Jacob are just kind of like, they're just bullshitting on their channel for their last video was like 50 minutes. I was like, damn, dude. But anyway, as of the recording of this, I should say.
I saw that video. I think they're starting to go into that podcast territory. They're noticing they notice everything. Everything comes back to the podcast realm. It's the best. It's the best form of, I guess, for us because we can just yap on, and we can't do the intelligent thing that the bookborns do. And
condense your ideas to a solid 15-20 minute segment where you accurately get across everything that you want to say and minus the fluff.
Mm-hmm.
We can't figure out how to do that. No. So we just ramble until eventually we're out of juice.
And so like 2ToRamble, bad pun. Sorry. You can erase that from your memory if you want.
Best decision that we ever made was the title. It's like it's just so accurate.
I mean, it's a good title. I mean, I'm not gonna take that from you.
Should we workshop? I mean, we already have the name because we were thinking about making a movie podcast channel as well.
Okay, yeah.
Rich, should we say do you want to workshop a little bit? What do you think about the name 2ToReal?
2ToReal?
Yeah,
as in REEL, a film reel.
Interesting. That could be a fun little spin-off channel. Like what movies would you guys talk about?
My idea, and it'll probably be by the time it actually comes out, it would be too late. But I have the idea of just setting the tone. Is the first one would be a review of the Minecraft movie.
Oh my god!
And then the second one would be a review of 12 Angry Men, the movie from.
Oh my god! Talk about a change of tone there.
I think that would give us a good benchmark of like this. Somewhere between Minecraft and 12 Angry Men is what they talk about.
All right. You know, I've been surprised, and I love 12 Angry Men. It's one of my favorite movies, but like I'm kind of surprised like how many like people have liked 12 Angry Men. Like Daniel Green talked about it on his channel. Or, well, not his channel. He talked about it on the other channel he had with his friend. I don't know if he posts there at the moment, but he's, because he's doing his own thing.
With Evan?
I think so. It's the guy from his Sanderson skit video that he did a while back.
Dang it! Oh, sorry, I don't have that top of head. Because I know he has a podcast with Evan Leichman, but
does he?
I wouldn't get it otherwise.
But okay, forget what I just said. My point is, I'm surprised how many people really like that movie, and for good reason. It's a great film. I mean, you know.
I don't think I've shown it to somebody that didn't like it. Even some of our curmudgeon
That was the most
friends.
surprising thing. I'm like, God, this sounds like the driest film. This sounds like the driest thing you'll ever watch, and it's not. It's so like, yeah. I like 2ToRamble. I don't know. Do you have any other ideas for titles? That's all you got. Okay,
that's all we got so far.
I mean, it's fine.
Hey, if you come up with something better by the end, maybe we can be convinced to switch. But we already took all the names on YouTube and everything just in case. But that's what we're feeling. But 12 Angry Men is also phenomenal film, and I liked Rich's idea of just every other episode being ridiculous B C tier movie, you know, a so bad it's good type movie, and then a masterpiece. Just keep doing that endlessly.
Yeah. That sounds fun. I mean, I actually watched the Minecraft movie for my job because I cover pop culture at my school's newspaper, and I had to sit through that because I was like,
how was it?
It was fine. It was okay. Like, I was just like, okay, whatever. I'm just gonna put up with it. Basically, like poor man's Lego movie, pretty much. I did get kind of mad.
The theater experience, though.
I did get kind of mad though when they're all like, "Oh, embrace your creativity," and I'm like, "Bro, this is the most bare bones freaking movie I've ever watched. Like, get out of here with that message." But theater experience was really fun because like there were like references and people would just start celebrating like they just saw. I don't know. Did you watch it in theaters?
Chicken jockey and something like that.
Oh yeah.
The memes that you see people like throwing food just at like certain memes.
No one brought a chicken into my theater, but
yeah.
Thank God.
That movie is selling on meme energy alone.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and like I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and I was just like, man, Hollywood's just creatively bankrupt at the moment. And they just texted me back, and he's like, it's always been creatively bankrupt, Britton. Like, get out of here. I'm like, well, then wait a minute. How do we get the good movies then? And he's like, well, same way we have always gotten them. Right people at the right time. And I'm like, okay, all right. If that's what you want to say.
It is a bit survivorship bias. Yeah. You know, the good ones do filter to the top over time. No one's going to remember... well, maybe people remember the Minecraft movie, but no one's going to remember, you know, say Fast and Furious 4. Like, who cares? But people will remember movies like, probably not Triangle Sadness, but Everything Everywhere All at Once. People actually remember that one. So it'll be a movie that survives the times, I think.
You actually, if I recall right, because, you know, I've skipped around your channel a little bit, you know, watching your shows, lack of a better word.
I could hear those air quotes.
Videos, if you will.
That's a perfect description.
Like, you've covered movie and TV shows. Like, you covered film and TV shows on 2ToRamble as well. Like you were
used to a lot more.
I watched one you did on Rings of Power, which, I mean, God bless you both, because I could only sit through like 1.5 episodes before I'm like, this sucks. I'm putting this down. I don't want to watch this no more.
Oh yeah, we quit. I think at the second or third episode. I just even with a channel, we're just like, it's not worth it. The content is not worth it.
The brain rot is not worth it at this point.
God, I felt like I was having an aneurysm frequently. And most adaptions I look at with heavy skepticism. For the most part, I don't really want adaptations of my favorite things because I just kind of know they're going to ruin it.
I hear you.
You know, does this make you guys feel old, or is it just the movie industry trying to make money with the Harry Potter remake? Because that's in very recent memory. going, you know, I
Dumb.
think there should be a rule of minimum 20 years. Has it been 20 years? Are we that old now? And, oh my God, it has been.
It may
Oh,
be
it might have been.
At
When
least
was
a
the first Harry
decade. At
Potter
least a
movie out?
decade. I don't think it's been
Decade,
20
okay.
years. Or well,
First-
the first one came out when I was, well, you know what, I won't say. But
Oh my God.
I won't
First one
say.
was
It came out 2001. That's
yeah.
24 years. Maybe that's just okay. Now I have to change my tone on that. Now I have to 30 years is my new rule.
But the thing is, like, that you can still watch the Harry Potter movies and they still hold up. Like, I just don't know why you would make a TV show about it. It's
Probably for
especially
like the fans who got mad that like there's this other information they didn't put in the movies that could get fleshed out in a TV show. I don't know. I'm just
you
you
would
know.
think so. Like, if it was a hey, we want to make a more book accurate TV show for the fans,
Uh-huh.
I have a feeling they're not going to do that. Like, I don't know. You say that out of one side of your mouth, and then when you actually make it, it's just its own thing that's kind of loosely inspired with like just minor little tacked on things of look how book accurate we added this scene that was in a book that was not in the movies. Buy our thing, and where the rest of it is just completely off base. So
It's all worth it in the end if Dumbledore says, throw it in the goblet of fire, but he actually says it calmly. If it's book accurate and they change it and he goes, hey, throw it in the goblet of fire, or whatever the line is, then maybe that's all.
yeah, no, for the most part, it's I don't see this show particularly being successful if they ramp up the budget. If this becomes just another soup, like, I think it will get views, of course, but if they do another kind of Rings of Power thing of astronomical budget, I don't see too many shows that are actually justifying these astronomical budgets anymore. Even the good ones, even the ones that like are very successful. I mean, look at the House of the Dragon, which is relatively successful show, modern one that's doing some numbers. But how much is that show actually making with its tremendous budget?
I was about to say, first season was a banger. The second season though was I was really frustrated with a lot of it. It's like, man. Anyway.
But I just don't see these budgets ever really being justified. Same thing with the Harry Potter thing. Like, if they just kept to a more moderate budget, they'd probably make some decent money on it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people set high expectations for themselves that can be kind of hard to reach. I think Game of Thrones is kind of the blame for that because, like, that show was like such a banger. At least the first couple seasons were. That like everyone sniffed blood and was like, we gotta put our hat in the ring without realizing, you know, what made that show good in the first place. You know, like you know, good writing and casting people and, you know, paying attention to, you know, what can be adapted or not. I mean, I was looking through the books the other day and I was like, God, there's some stuff they left out I totally forgot about. Damn.
Yeah, those seem to be the big three. We have Lord of the Rings films, the Harry Potter films, and the Game of Thrones show. As far as fantasy adaptations, people talk. Is there one I'm missing? That there's notorious ones. There's the Aragon movie. There's some wild ones out there. But anything that's acclaimed as people really like or liked at one point before.
Sci-fi wise, there's the Expanse series. People really like the TV show. The Expanse.
Yeah, I totally. I've not watched or read The Expanse, so I don't. You know,
I've been meaning to get to the books for a while, but keeps falling off.
Britton, I'm not sure what you think of the Dune films, but do you think they'll have a similar impact in sci-fi as Lord of the Rings did in fantasy? The films, at least.
I don't know, honestly. I mean, I kind of feel like the Dune movie was like kind of a miracle, really, because like. I mean, they took this guy, Denis Villeneuve, who, you know, very successful director. He's made a lot of fantastic movies, like, you know, Blade Runner 2049 and Sicario and Enemy and my personal favorite of his, Prisoners. It kind of feels like one of those, like, miracles where it was, like, the right people came together, right time. I don't know if it'll have the same impact as something like a Lord of the Rings or Star Wars, ironically enough. Because I don't know, it was a little dry to me. It felt, but I know a lot of people really liked the movie. It was well made, so I don't know.
Yeah, Austin has convinced me over time of like I already kind of started off with the first movie of I liked it because of its visuals, but I was putting a lot of my book knowledge into the movie, so it was almost a visual medium for the story in my head.
Mm.
But on its own, it is like that, especially the first movie is missing quite a bit. Then the
I mean, I thought
second
it was a
movie
well-made
almost
movie.
is the yeah, it's a well-made movie, but like visually speaking, acting, all these things are great. Just story, character-wise, is just not up to snuff compared to the book.
I mean, that
And
score
then the
was a
second
banger.
movie is goes with the opposite message. It goes almost a 180 from the actual book, which is a little strange.
I mean, for me, like, my kind of Lord of the Rings, Star Wars kind of movie experience was the MCU for a long time, because, I was like, oh man, this is great. And that's kind of fallen off now, so I'm just kind of in this bleak spot where I don't know where movies are going to go next.
Yeah, well, I just saw today. I don't know when this video is coming up, but today the Fantastic Four trailer was released.
I saw
And
the first teaser and I'm like, you know what? I don't want to get myself too
yeah,
hyped up, so I'm going to try to avoid the rest of them. Though I'm probably going to do poorly cuz I'm on Twitter and Twitter just spoils half the stuff that's going on
yeah,
ever.
you have so you had Fantastic Four, and what was another one that recently came out? Because I've not seen anything really since whenever I saw last
I
review.
saw a trailer for something recently, the Thunderbolts, I think.
That's one.
But
They're bringing back Robert Downey Jr. for Doctor Doom, I believe.
Yeah. It's kind of
Well,
like, why are you doing that?
I'm trying to remember.
I mean, look, Robert Downey Jr.,
Yeah.
great actor, and he was great as Iron Man, but I'm like, oh my God, this is just killing me.
It's definitely a death nail of, oh wow, they're desperate.
Yeah. Because,
But
I really don't like those channels like Critical Drinker or Nerdrotic who just, go like, oh, this is bad. Did you watch the movie? No. So, that type of stuff. I don't like that type of stuff. But, when, the Russo brothers are pulling those kind of stunts at Comic-Con, I'm not looking forward to what they're doing.
I can sympathize. Like for the most part, I would probably agree with just the pure movie opinions. Like just when the movie comes out, like I'm probably gonna line up with Critical Drinker and Nerdrotic on a lot of movies, just because I think most of Hollywood movies suck, and so like I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, a lot of them are not great right now. No.
And to me, it's almost like it's just pattern recognition.
Unless it's
I don't even need to
A24
watch
maybe. Like if you get A24, you're gonna get something interesting. I don't know if it's gonna be great all the time, but you're gonna get an interesting movie out of it.
Yeah. But I don't know. Looking at Marvel, it's more of just how many bad movies in a row can you get to the point where the good grace of, oh, let's give it a shot. I'm not giving them shots anymore. I'm like, oh, trailer, like, hey, you haven't even watched the movie. You don't know if it's going to be good or not. I'm like, I don't know. The past 10 haven't been, and this doesn't look any different.
That's fair.
I
sympathize with that. I've seen trailers where I'm like, man, this is gonna Minecraft movie. I was wanting to avoid the Minecraft movie for a while because it looked bad, and of course, fate was like, no, you're gonna watch it anyway. You're gonna have to endure this brain rot.
Yeah, I can't remember what was the last Marvel movie that you and I went to, Austin.
It might have been. I was thinking about it. It might have been Ant-Man Quantumanium, the Quantumanium one.
Maybe.
It was either that.
No, we saw Deadpool 3.
Yes, we did, and I really enjoyed that. That was funny.
It's not a better movie than 1 or 2, but it was at least fun. It had its gimmick. It has funny scenes. Was the writing better? No, the writing wasn't particularly good, but
No,
I was
villain was
about to
contrived.
say. I was about to say. I'm like,
Yeah.
ugh.
no,
Villain was contrived. It was wacky. It was
well,
I,
yeah.
I was
it was
ranting about that the other day. I'm
fun.
like, how do you take one of the biggest, baddest X-Men villains in Cassandra Nova and waste her in a goddamn Deadpool and Wolverine movie? Like, how do you do that? That is disgraceful. Kevin Feige, you should just be ashamed of yourself right now. You should publicly whip yourself after that display. It's just ridiculous.
I mean, anything in a Deadpool movie is just going to be, taking the piss out of. So,
Uh-huh.
but I mean, hey, it was fun. Like I do think, unfortunately, nothing in that movie topped like the opening credit scene with the
Oh, you mean the dance?
bye.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was the best fight scene, best scene of the movie, and I was waiting for that to be topped, and it was like it never was. I'm like, all right, fine.
I'm like this film. You know how you were saying a Minecraft movie was literally a meme. That's what I was thinking when I was watching like Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm like, this film is literally a meme. Like, they're gonna be memeing the shit out of this on Twitter, and what do you know? That's what they're doing.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
hey, we're talking all this negativity here. What's you recently seen the Minecraft movie, but what's the most recent, like, actually good film that you've seen that's come out recently? Like a more recent film, maybe not one
Oh
like
man,
you're pulling out of the catalog.
I saw Warfare, which was the newest Alex Garland movie, which I thought was, it was good. I mean, I haven't really been watching a lot of movies recently. I've been watching a lot of TV shows actually. Like I watched oh dang it, what did I watch recently? I haven't been watching a lot actually. I did watch a lot last month, but my brain's just not working right now, so I'll have to look at my last.
Is it one of the big shows we know, like Severance or?
I've not watched. I need to watch Severance because a lot of people are like, man, some top quality entertainment.
After a while,
Too many. I don't. Okay, this is just like an inkling in my head of too many people said they like Severance. I don't know why.
24 this last
I
Are you one of
don't
those like
disagree.
do you have one of those like hipster streaks where you're like, I don't want to watch it when you see like a bunch of people? Because I'm a similar way. Like people will be like, oh, I was like that with like the Blade itself for a long time. I was like, people were like, oh man, there's some good shit, and I'm like, I ain't gonna fucking read it. I'm like, fuck you guys. And then I finally did, and I'm like, okay, you guys were right. This was great. Okay.
I've just got to. My spidey sense is tingling about it. It just. I don't know. It's kind of like the honey thing of like, I don't. Something's off. Why is it like? I don't know. I have no reason to suspect that Severance would be a bad show. I just, for some reason, it feels almost like a psyop. It feels like the people there paid a lot of money to get the right people to say it's good. That's just, I don't know.
You're
That's my
looking for
brain.
the dissenting opinion so that it feels more valid and real. Because if there's not
that's kind of
opinion,
funny we're bringing this up because I watched you guys' Do You Give Too Many Books 5 stars the other day, and I'm like, God, I feel this so much because sometimes I'm like, because I'm real picky with what I give 5 stars to, so I sympathize with you, Richard, on that. I'm like, this book better be a life-changing experience before I give it a 5, or at least like really freaking good, and I can't like not justify give it 5 stars, you know?
Do you have a scale where you do 1 to 5 and have some sort of standard for, okay, your 5 is life-changing, and then your 4, your 3, do you have words associated with them, or do you just...
Kind of. It's weird. Like, I try not to do stars, but I still kind of think in that way. 4 would be like, this is consistently really good. Doesn't go all the way to where it's like masterpiece level, but like 4 is like pretty damn good. 3 is like, there were a lot of problems, but there was also a lot of good stuff in here too. 2 is just bad. I'm just like, this is not good. And then 1, I don't usually give 1s unless it's like Sucker Punch. Then in that case, there's a 1-star, buddy. You've won it. But no,
I've never read Sucker Punch. What is that?
that's a movie. That's not a book.
Oh, it looks delightful. Wow, that looks like a Z movie. That looks like a Army of Darkness type of it's supposed to be.
Hey, don't you dare. Don't you dare with your filthy mouth. No.
I'm using that endearingly. Of like Army of Darkness wears it on its sleeve that it's supposed to be a B movie. It's
Army of
a
Darkness is
purposeful B movie.
a cinema masterpiece.
I was gonna
love
say
that
Evil
movie.
Dead 2's goated. I mean, I really like Army of Darkness, but I mean, Evil Dead 2, man, is on another level, I think. But
It's just Army of Darkness has all the quotable lines. I can almost
that's true.
quote the
That
whole
it is a
movie.
quotable movie. That's true. That's true.
It's so much fun. So, but Sam Raimi did really let me down with the Doctor Strange movie. I was so hyped for that, thinking like, oh my god, we're gonna have a Sam Raimi Marvel movie. Count me in. And then he produces one of the worst Marvel movies, just period.
What else? I did rewatch Heat the other night because I'm like, man, I just need, Val Kilmer died not too long ago. I need to rewatch Heat, and I did, and still a great movie. So there you go.
Great Heat.
Yeah,
still a goated heist movie.
Nice.
I don't know. I did watch the first couple episodes of Daredevil Born Again, and I was like, it's not terrible, so that's good. So, there's some stuff I probably would have done a little differently. But
it seems strange though that they're doing the Born Again story when they already did.
I was about to say, yeah, they already did it in the original. They kind of already did it, but yeah, no, it's probably just because it means it's coming back. But I don't know. I need to rewatch. I need to watch the rest of the season.
I mean, hey, Daredevil season 3 is arguably like a perfect season of TV.
I know, it's so good.
That is, I can't overhype Daredevil season 3 just on its own. Like, isolated, it's perfection.
Oh yeah, I did.
Everything else is like hit or miss.
I did watch Invincible season 3, which is just so good. I love Invincible.
Despite the animation,
despite
problems.
despite the fact they cut some costs on the animation, like everything else is just like.
Well, I kind of feel bad for them. Where you look at the time scale of how quickly they've, like how long it took for season 1, and like their time just kept dropping. And so they're having to produce season 3, like wrap it much faster than they had to do season 2. So I mean, it kind of makes sense why it doesn't look as good. I just don't have enough time.
I read Discovery, which I know you two have also read.
Yes.
Because I'm pretty tight with the Mittens, and they gave me an e-arc. I'm like, thank you. I don't really like reading on my phone, so I'm just gonna read it on my computer, and that's what I did, and it was pretty good.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, overall, what'd you think of it? What rating would you give it?
It was kind of funny because like I was reading like that first part. I'm like, bro, this might be one of the best self-pub books I've read, and I'm not like I'm not being hyperbolic here. And then the rest of it, I'm like, this is pretty damn good too. But like that first part was just fucking amazing. See, I told him that. I'm like, that was like, you guys were cooking right. You guys were cooking right there with that like first half with the prologue and the newspaper people kind of figuring out what's going on. And then like the rest of it, I'm like, okay, this is really good too. But like, you were cooking there. It was. I really enjoyed it though. I thought it was really. I
agree with you. That was my favorite part of the book.
My id took over, but I thought it was a really it's a very audacious book. I thought. I was like, my God, they're doing things like aside from like the Adan trilogy, it might be like the most polished self-pub book I've read, which I'm sure people are gonna be like mad about that, but
yeah, I know what you mean by polished too, because it's my second favorite self-published book. Now I've read maybe a handful, so I'd say
I should say so far. I haven't read a lot of self-pub books either, so there you go. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh no. I think that's the thing too. When you're picking out self-pub, you're gonna have less you read naturally because you're gonna know the author. It's gonna have a high recommendation. For you to notice a self-pub book and then read it, it's going to be less so than trad typically, but I'd even compare it to my favorite self-pub book is the Sword of Kaigen. However, I would even argue that Discovery is more polished than Sword of Kaigen is. Like the word you used there, polished. Sword of Kaigen, one of my favorite books ever. But there's two specific things you can look at with Sword of Kaigen and go, if this just went through one more thing, it would be 6 stars instead of the 5.999999 stars. But Discovery is polished. Especially they had 3 authors to work on it, and on top of that, had advice from Jenny Wirtz and all the BookTube space helping them out. And
yeah, I mean, there were a couple moments. I mean, I'm really gonna try and not spoil, but I'm gonna be as vague as possible here. I mean, I know you two have read it, but I'm trying to think of the audience here.
Yep.
Though this will probably be out long after after they put the book out. But like, there were moments like there's this character that shows up who's like the rival of the chess player guy, basically the main player. Basically, he's manipulating everything. He just shows up and is like, "Hey, what's up? We're gonna watch this thing." I'm like, "Who the fuck is this guy? Where did he come? Was he in the book and I just didn't notice him earlier? But like, who is this guy? What does he want? Like, get out of here." There were points like that. I was kind of like, okay, whatever. But I wonder if that was just like John.
He was in the book once earlier.
Oh, he was.
Well, he wasn't in the book once. He was in the book many times.
No, he's not talking about that guy. Other guy.
I'm pretty sure I know the guy you're talking
he's
about.
also called Chaos, so I'll just say okay.
I'm right. He's actually sprinkled through almost every single POV.
Okay. Now again,
yeah, no, he makes.
I'll admit,
a bunch
I
of
was kind of dealing with a lot while I was reading, not like emotionally or nothing, but I was kind of there was a bunch of stuff going on while I was reading it, so I could have missed some stuff. But like, he just kind of pops up, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Who is this guy? I mean, I know it says
after recording, I'll key you in. I'll remind you a couple instances.
Well, he also starts. I don't know
now,
how far
I do have a theory about that character, though, that I do think I'm like, okay, maybe he was like, because he can shift forms. Minor spoiler, but I do have a theory about that. But again, I'll I won't say too much.
We'll wait. But hey, for people listening, you have to check.
You should read
Discovery by J.H.A. Minton. The people over at Talking Story, their entire family wrote together. It's an amazing book. Austin and I already read it. We filmed our review with Talking Story as well. Gave it 5 stars. It's a 5-star book. We absolutely loved it, and everyone really needs to give it a shot.
And then I read another self-pub book called Phased by one Tori Tekken, who runs Tori Talks.
Oh,
and
cool.
I don't know if you had those books. I wasn't getting like a slump or anything, but I was getting kind of burned out because it's just like so much stuff's going on in my life right now. And I'm like, man, this fucking sucks. And then I picked up Phased, and it's just that story that's like, I just have to know what's going on next,
That's awesome.
I'm just like, so I texted Tori. I'm like, thank you for writing this because I needed this book at this time. So yeah, that was fun. I enjoyed that.
That's called. How do you spell that?
Phased. So FHASDED.
Phased, got that. Phased, and then Tori got it. Cool.
I mean, it has werewolves in it, so I'm like, oh, sign me up right away, sir. So
yeah, we talked with Tori before as well, and great gal as well.
Oh
so
yeah, she's really
would
sweet.
love to read her books, but that's the problem with being in BookTube is just very different from movies and television show, where it's a lot easier to consume a bunch of different television shows.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
that's a good
so
point.
hard to the time commitment for books is too high.
And also
my coworkers put 2 books on top of my desk and hey, you really need to read these, and I'm looking at it, and it's hard for me not to look at it like, damn, now I have homework. I have so many other books to read. Why?
It can also be harder to critique because it's just words, and you're like, I mean, with like a TV show or a movie, there's visuals, so you can kind of watch it and be like, okay, this looks like crap or whatever, or this looks really good as well. With books, you're kind of just like, okay, like you have to put a lot more brain power into it. And nothing wrong with that. I read. I have a BookTube channel, so I mean, I like doing that. But it's a different beast.
Do you prescribe with the Tolkien philosophy that fantasy is the most high form of art and the most difficult to achieve, and his primary art it's the top? Nothing is better.
I don't know if I don't know if I'd go that far, but I'd say fantasy is very important. And It's a genre that's very misunderstood by a lot of people.
Yeah,
I
would
actually made a
define,
video
how do
discussing
people?
that the other day, or no, I mean, I started a show on my channel called The Fate of Fantasy, where I basically talk about all this stuff with fantasy that I think is interesting and more people should know about. And I think
Yeah.
in the first episode, I used one of your videos as a reference point.
Oh,
So,
which one?
the one where Richard shared it was why fantasy was the most important genre. I remember it because it's the one where Richard was like, "Forget the frogs being gay. Benjamin Franklin was a time traveler," and I'm like, "This is great."
I do remember that. Yeah, what?
I do choose to believe in a more fun reality.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what did you? What was your conclusion with that of the fate of fantasy, and what's your thesis?
Well, for one, I think fantasy gets misunderstood a lot. For one, there's a lot of differing, like a lot of people seem to think that fantasy kind of started with Tolkien, and on many levels, I can see where you could think that because with what Tolkien did with Lord of the Rings, he really kind of, how do I put it? He showed a different way you could do a fantasy world and make it feel like somewhere that's actually real. And people were like, whoa. Like, Lord of the Rings is the fantasy, well, Watchmen is the Superman or superhero comics. It's kind of it's a project that shows what the fantasy genre can do. And of course, a lot of people took the wrong lessons from it and just tried to do their own version of it without really going like, okay, what was Tolkien actually talking about? So, and also it's not true. I mean, Tolkien was pulling from, myth and legend and other people like William Morris and Lord Dunsany and dozens of other Beowulf. Hopefully, Dr. Philip Chase won't apparate in my room and start yelling about it. So yeah, I mean, I think there's a bunch of like subgenres and narrative cycles, if you will, I think are kind of overlooked that I think deserve more of a look. Like sword and sorcery and urban fantasy, and what does that actually mean? Because I can get real anal about definitions.
I guess
Oh,
what does
we
fantasy
love
mean?
that here.
Yeah,
I love putting things in their box and then
Yeah,
keeping
exactly.
them in
I
their
it's
mean,
kind of
frame.
funny when I see videos from people who are like, I'm sick of people trying to put stuff in the boxes, and then I just start like reeing in the background because that's I like doing that.
what would your box of fantasy be? How would you define it?
Like what do you mean by that?
How would you define fantasy?
Well, I said it in the first episode. I would describe it as kind of the literature of the imagination. Really, it's basically the genre where anything is possible. If you really think about it, it's also the literature of mythology as well, because well, that's where fantasy comes from. I mean, you can read the Odyssey or Beowulf and go like, oh, so that's where a lot of these fantasy tropes came from. I'm obviously simplifying here. I'm sure AP Canavan or Philip Chase will, well, actually me in the comment section if they even watch this. We'll see.
It's a good question because looking back to myths, it's what kind of myths were religious myths where they did believe in the myth and that fairy tale. So if it was a believed myth, is that then not fantasy? Because then could you say like take that line of logic, then say is the Bible fantasy?
Yeah.
If a culture believed in said myth, can you consider that fantasy? Which comes to the argument of I see why people say this. You look back to one of the earliest texts we have is I think the Epic of Gilgamesh, and
Yeah.
the Epic of Gilgamesh. Today, I'd look at that and say, "Oh yeah, that's the first fantasy book ever," because they swim down to go get this thing that makes the guys immortal. I haven't read it. I just know the plot summary of
Yeah.
you get an immortality thing, and then you there's these gods. Now, did people at that time look at that and go, "Oh, this is based on this actually happened," or is it was it a made believe story for people to get a lesson out of, which is
I
definitely
mean,
now, you know.
I mean, I won't talk about the Bible too much because I know a lot of people feel very strongly about religion and
Rich just
whatnot.
frowned. Rich just came here to talk about the Bible. Come on.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah, but I get what you're saying, and also I think there are I'm really fascinated in the I like to call it authors having conversations. Really, it's kind of how I view literature. It's kind of a big conversation between writers. Like I do think there are certain fantasy series that are responding, at least the really good ones, that are responding to other fantasy genres. Like, for instance, I think the First Law is very much, in one hand, is a reflection of a lot of the kind of Tolkien esque tropes of fantasy, but it's also kind of reminiscent of like sword and sorcery. And there's also, which it kind of, everyone always talks about the characters of First Law, which makes sense. They're great characters. But like, I've not seen as many people talk about like the social and political like commentary and satire in that series. A lot of people mention that in the second series, which I haven't read yet, but in the first series it's there too, especially like with class and stuff like that. Which is funny. You guys actually talked to Joe Abercrombie, which I see with an envy. And if I recall correctly, you guys actually brought that up. Maybe like the satire parts. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, I believe we did. We kind of talked about how much of the series is a response to stories like A Lord of the Rings, where many of the characters, many of the plot beats is basically not a riff, a play on the Lord of the Rings. Like characters are very clear antithesis, and so he is playing with those kind of ideas. But you're right. I mean, there's plenty of authors like that where George R. R. Martin, I believe, is very much a response to Tolkien. Tolkien made his beliefs on like what exactly is a fantasy story, and he has kind of his beliefs of what a fantasy story needs. And like it being like a hopeful ending, there's general some rules beyond what Tolkien wants to do, and then George R. R. Martin turns around and says, actually, you could tell a fantasy story without a hopeful ending. You could tell a story with like grim characters. There's a bunch of things like that. So yeah, it is often responses, and that's similar for the artistic world.
And
well.
I mean, and there's other people who've had like Michael Moorcock has had his responses to Tolkien. Very controversially. It'll be a fun day when you two cover Epic Pooh or something like that. I would watch that. Just see you two read that and go like, okay, how do we react to this? But yeah, you make a good point.
No, by the end of this, Rich and I will cover every book ever written. That's the goal.
And yeah, that's kind of where that came from. And also there's like other fantasy out there. I'm like, I think they should be talked about more, which is, there's that old saying, write what you want to read, or, when it comes to YouTube, make the videos you want to watch. I'm the same way. I'm trying to make videos that I'm like, that would be fun to watch. I'd enjoy watching that. And the audience kind of comes from that, usually. That's kind of my logic anyway. You two have blown up, though. You guys are like gangbusters right now. At least in terms of like subscribers. I don't know if you're like, raking in that cold hard cash or anything.
People say that from the outside in. It's hard for Rich and I to notice how much it's growing. Rich, you find the same, I guess, right? Of just it's. Oh yeah. It's for us. It's the same. It's like, okay, we gotta.
I feel like we've been at 40,000 for way too long. I'm like, man, when's it gonna get to 80? Like,
no, I mean, I guess from my perspective, it would be like turning around. You're talking to Joe Abercrombie, I'm like, and then like a few days later, you're like at a con, and you ran into Daniel Green, I'm like, that type of shit.
That is fair. We did have like a very active, like I think it was like November, December, January. We had a very busy end of 2024 where we met a bunch of authors, bunch of booktubers. It was very busy.
Yeah, I mean, I also saw your should authors and reviewers be friends discussion, which interested me because that's something I've kind of worried about as well. Because I'm like, I'll read. Now, generally, I find a workaround. I just go like, "Hey, author, I know. Would you like to come on my channel and discuss the book?" So people won't be like, "Oh, you're just biased because of the whatever." Idiots.
Yeah,
But I digress.
ultimately, you just have to accept it. Of like the bias is always going to be there. It's just people watch you and then
People
judge
will
whether
judge
or
you.
not. That's it. Like, do you have the evidence to back it up? Do you?
But then again,
like,
I see like
only-
blurbs from like other authors on books, and I'm just like, you know what? If they can do it, I can probably do it too.
Yeah, but there's also a difference of. I would say, for the most part, there are some exceptions. Like Mark Lawrence being one of them, but
Oh boy.
generally authors are going to be nice to each other. Like,
Uh-huh.
they're going to be like, hey, if you don't diss on other people in your industry, that's just not very it's very uncouth to do that. We're reviewers, the parasites that we are beholden to the consumer, not to the author. So we have to be critical in a sense of like we're obligated to be more critical than an author giving an author friend a positive review. Because I believe I'm trying to remember which author it is that only rates things 5 stars just across the board. So if they don't rate it at all, that's kind of their point.
Oh, plenty of authors I think do that. I think
There it
you'll
is.
see that some will have that policy just naturally. Also, I don't know if any authors will say even give the 5-star labels because they like to stay away from giving it a number and just if you just talk about it. That, for example, when Sanderson and Dan Wells that they on their podcast, we could see a lot of their insights on what they think. They'll sometimes give a score. And the famous score that Dan Wells gave to Rings of Power, going back to that, he gave it what, an 8 out of 10? And Sanderson gave the face of like you just ate sauerkraut. What are you doing? So you get those kind of moments there. But
Hey, maybe he
also,
genuinely liked it. I don't know.
no, fair enough.
Maybe.
Maybe.
They spent the whole time shitting on it.
Maybe he was being nice. I don't know. You know what? I kind of agree with you too, though. People are gonna watch you. People are gonna judge you, and well, that's that.
I love being optimistic and positive about things. It is easier to be. I shouldn't say easier, as in it's less skillful in that way. But for an author, it's just way easier to be positive about something because when you make a review in Britain, if you title something and go, "Hey, I'm doing this book review," the likely case of people clicking on that video of this book review that are going to listen to, well, in Rich and I's case, an hour and a half, 2 hours of a thing, most likely they're going there. Ooh, it's a book I like. I want to hear what people talk about the book that I like.
Yeah, I mean,
Especially in the book sphere, more often than not, people will DNF books they're really hating. So you're talking about a book which is a big time commitment. They finish the book. Then you have your exceptions, like something like Wind and Truth. You're pot committed into the series, and a lot of people actually were watching content like that because they were so disappointed. So it goes both ways, but it's generally what I found is the books we're reading are very positive, and it's hard. I mean, Rich coming out there and going, "I'm only giving 4 stars to Game of Thrones." That's a hot take out there, and people will be like, "Oh, Rich, I'll take it."
that's still
whatever.
pretty good.
So,
I mean, I don't
no,
know.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
it is the best book I've ever been the most bored with.
Yeah, that Martin does like to ramble a bit. No pun intended.
Oh no, it's not even Martin's fault. It's my fault. I know all the spoilers, and then it's just like I feel like I'm going through the motions.
Yeah, that's
it's my fault. I haven't even watched the show. It's one of those things of I went down too many YouTube rabbit holes, and so I know all the info without any of the emotional connection. But it's fine. I'm sure I'm gonna grow to love it.
yeah. I mean, it's funny. I've had a couple friends be like, usually you're pretty positive on your channel, and I'm like, well, yeah, that's generally because I try to pick books that I would actually be interested in reading.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because if I added like Fourth Wing, for example, really sorry for the low hanging fruit, ladies and gentlemen, but I can tell I generally am pretty good at telling if I'm going to be at least interested in this book or not. If I like put Fourth Wing on my list, it would feel disingenuous to me because I know I'm probably not going to take to it. You know, that's how I do it. You know, generally. I don't know if you guys are a similar way, but that's generally how I. So if I'm disappointed by a book, I can genuinely just be like, yeah, this book just wasn't for me. I gave it a fair chance because it seemed like something I might like. You know, for instance.
For our case, I would probably read, I'd say 1.5 to 2 times more books a month if the channel didn't exist, specifically because not just like the researching and talking about the book, but if I purely went just, all right, if I start getting disinterested, no, I'm going to read things that I'm like hooked and I want to read. Because there's time, Rich, how long did it take you to finish a Game of Thrones, right? You're going, I am only finishing this. And we've read Fourth Wing, we've read Akatar, we've done things for a lot of reasons that we read stuff we know we might not like. But I think it's definitely better on the consumer side to just read things you're liking, but also Rich and I were just talking about this of sometimes going outside your wheelhouse to just see, maybe you don't know you'd like a genre or subgenre and you'll be surprised.
Well, sure, yeah. I tried doing a show on my channel last year called what was it called? It was called so basically what I did was I let my audience pick a book and I would read it. It fell apart not too long after the first episode because I'm like, I can't do this. I'm sorry, guys. I tried. But the only book I did an episode on was Fourth Wing. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to give it a shot. You know, I'll read the sample, see if it grabs me. I read it. I nitpicked the crap out of it. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to like this. So, yeah, that didn't pan out. But it was fun to do. It was fun while it lasted.
We did not particularly enjoy Fourth Wing, but I enjoyed the conversation we had with Chris and Mads about it. So it all worked out in the end for us. But yeah, no, not a great book. Not a fun one.
Wasn't for me. As it's always a safe. It's always a safe answer.
Yeah, I will say, Austin and I were talking about this a little while before of should you be DNFing books as for like, because if you ever met those people who are like they DNF more books than they actually finish.
Yeah,
and
it's funny. I'm not trying to call her out by saying this, but Amy Minton's kind of like that. she'll just be like one night we were on a call on the Discord and she was like, these letters are too small. I don't want to read this. And she put the book down. I was just like, okay. I'm like, all right, you do you. But yeah, no, that's kind of maybe not in the way you're mentioning it, but that kind of reminds me of her a little bit.
Yeah, it's just a part of it.
She's just like she's just like, hey, if she's not feeling a book, she's not feeling it. And I'm like, all right, that's fair. I won't get after you for it.
Yeah, I do think it is good for people to try and complete books even if you're not fully invested right there. Where I don't know, there's some type of it's almost like a muscle that if you only are reading books that are just super attention grabby, like from the get-go, it's like you're going to miss out on some books and you're going to lose some of your tolerance to be able to read something a bit more challenging. And challenging books tend to be harder. And so like if you don't work that muscle and being able to read books that you're not super invested in at every second, maybe you're just going to lose it. So I don't know. I try to finish books.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way. I try to read as widely as I can, even if it's, books that generally wouldn't grab me. Like, take like Inherent Vice by Thomas Pynchon. Now, while I enjoy crime novels quite a bit, I tend to really struggle with those weird, offbeat, postmodern kind of books. Not that they're not for me. I enjoy me some good postmodern books from time to time. We were just talking about Discovery. But I sometimes struggle with those at the same time,
Yeah. For me right now, Austin and I are going to be reading The Count of Monte Cristo next month. And that being such a long and more than like it difficult, more difficult book than what we normally read, that's something that if we don't read very often, or if we only read our Red Risings and our Rage of Dragons, kind of some action stuff, probably wouldn't be able to get through it. But the fact that we do read through things that maybe it doesn't interest us immediately or is a little bit slower and thought provoking, it'll probably be a lot easier to read.
Yeah, I saw you guys.
That's a good point.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I did see you guys did Pride and Prejudice the other day, and you know how Richard was saying he was kind of going through the motions with the Game of Thrones. I kind of fear it would be a same situation for me with Pride and Prejudice because I know the story. I've seen the movie. I know, not like I don't know if I'd call Pride and Prejudice one of my favorite things ever, but I know the story and I remember liking it. So I don't know if I would, if I read the book, if it would. That's why I try to read the books first before I watch movies. But whatever, I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know how I went my whole life with actually not knowing the story of Pride and Prejudice.
Huh? That's interesting.
Never came across it. Never watched the movie. So when I read it,
not even
it
in
was
school. That's fascinating.
Fresh. Yeah, didn't come up.
Huh?
Must have read some other Jane Austen book. Maybe Emma. It may have been Emma, but that's been a long time ago now.
Like but yeah, no, I get what you mean. I try to, I do actually have a funny story about Count of Monte Cristo, because I read it when I was in high school. I was in an AP class, and I didn't know that you had to read a book over the summer. So when I showed up to class for the first day, they're like, "Oh, we read the Count of Monte Cristo," and I was like, "Fuck me, I didn't read it." So fortunately, the teacher was. Oh man, she gave me so many more chances than I deserved. I was fumbling around in that class. But anyway, she let me read it, and I had to kind of speed through it. And I always kind of regretted that I always felt like I didn't give it the chance it deserved. I remember liking it. It's a fun book. So it is long, but it's a fun book.
Reread it with us. Have a little. Have another foray into the.
Yeah, I'd have to find some time to read through it, but yeah, that would be fun.
It is it's almost 500,000 words, right? I think it's Stormlight length.
Oh yeah, it's big boy. It's a big boy. I remember I was shotgunning through some of it. I was like, oh man, but yeah, no, it was.
Were you reading the abridged or the full version?
I don't remember.
I've heard. So part of me is going like, of course I have to read the full version. I'm not going to read the abridged. Duh. But
I'm not a bitch.
Say,
I'll read the abridged. I'll read the whole thing.
Mama didn't raise no quitter. But no, I've heard people say that the abridged is actually like perfectly fine to read, and it's not a significant step down from the full uncut version.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of the thing with reading older books. Some of them, read a Dickens book nowadays, and there's some might think it's a bit meandering. Well, the reason for that was because, when you wrote back then, they just threw money at you, a penny a word. So they were just kind of, cranking them out.
Our great friend just read The Great Escape and sung us praises. So we will be. That's also on my radar. Like you said, Rich, there's just too much. There's
way too much to read.
Oh,
yeah, I know, right? That's always the thing with
it's a
reading.
Good problem to have. Yeah, it's.
I actually so today I finally moved my sim over to my new phone, which is literally an e-reader. It's an e-ink, like it has the same screen as a Kindle. So now, like, no more YouTube, no more social media stuff. Like, if I have a spare moment, book. All books.
I've thought about getting a Kindle, but I'm like, I'm a physical media guy. I love the feeling of the book,
Britton, join me. Just
buy
every medium of it. You buy the ebook and the audiobook and the physical and the special edition. Just spend all of your money.
Yeah,
no money
chuck
left.
all your money at it. Oh my god. But a guy's got to eat too. It's got to eat
books.
No, Yeah, no, I've had a couple conversations with some friends about like broken binding versions of books. I'm like, dude, I don't know if I can chuck money at it. Like,
Yeah, I've been throwing that money down the broken binding hole. It doesn't look good.
just been burning holes in your wallet.
Oh, I ordered.
Oh,
I have way more orders than I have actually delivered. They've sent me 2 books. I think I have like 12
oh
ordered
my lord.
because they kept coming out with great ones. I'm like, I got to get the Hyperion one. It's one of my favorite books. Got to get that.
Yeah,
Oh, the Devils. It looks too cool. I just kept going down. They kept coming up with cool ones. Ugh.
Yeah, I was reading. I was watching a friend of mine's review of the Devils the other day. It's so weird how, which I know is kind of the thing that like is the most obvious thing about like reading, but like it's kind of weird always to me how there's some people who can come away with like 2 completely different experiences from a book. Like I had one friend of mine who was like, "Man, this book sucked," and then I had another guy. Well, I don't know if I call Matt and I friends, but he made a review where he really liked the Devils. So I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Oh, Matt's
what I'm
book
gonna take
reviews.
to- Yeah, Matt's book reviews. Yeah, fantasy book reviews. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
the
talked
other
to him a
way,
couple
yeah.
times. He's a cool guy, but I don't know if I'd call his friends. But I saw his video and he was like gushing over it. So I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I'll try the Devils. I mean, I'll
The
definitely try it
interesting-
because I like Joe Abercrombie. But
Yeah. The internet's a strange place of when do you consider somebody a friend? When do you cross that friend line? You've had a
I
conversation.
still
You don't
remember
want
the
to.
moment when Rockio, in a video, he called us friends.
That was a great moment.
Touched me here.
like if I'm talking to you frequently and like we're hanging out and we're like shooting the breeze, like I'd probably say that's when we're friends. But then again, that's kind of what we're doing right now. So I don't know. It's a weird one.
Yeah, how many collabs does it take?
I don't
to
know.
become
That's true.
Bigger than internet friends.
The answer is 0 because I think what goes into friends is if you talk to the person outside of collabs.
That's true.
So it's if it's only like if you're thinking about somebody and it's like only been collabs, it's like okay, got to get some outside stuff there. Which is with Rockio. We had dinner with him.
We had dinner with him, and
Come
we had
on.
our conversation after the interview was about as long as the interview.
Yeah,
And
if I recall right, I think I heard an anecdote. One of you guys were trying to sit next to Rockio during like a con or something. I don't remember who it was, but I'm just.
Oh, that was me.
Oh, that was...
no, dinner was like we were invited to the dinner to go out with Rockio and other people there as well, and I was like, I am beelining for the chair next to Rockio so I can actually speak to him. It was great.
I was about to say, yeah, you guys also talked to Rockio, which I'm all like, I mean, that would be pretty cool, but he's talked to a lot of people, so I'm like, all right, that's cool.
Oh,
yeah. He seems like an interesting guy. Like,
he's super friendly, really great guy, and really knowledgeable. He knows his stuff.
We're not special there. He is that kind. He makes us feel special, but everybody's special. He's also a fantastic author. What I appreciate about him too, and this is for many authors, but specifically Rockio, is he is so much more intelligent than we are. And authors have to be pretty intelligent to write the books that they're writing, but it's hard sometimes to translate that and articulate that, especially and be that personable, because you can tell he's got a wealth of specific knowledge. I guess the knowledge that Rich and I are interested in, because he's very much into I don't want to speak for him, but he knows a lot about mythos, about Roman, about history. He's a history minefield and just all this stuff that I'm like, okay, he has a wealth of knowledge and I want to tap into that. And it's always super cool.
History, myth, and religion, and he's got that in spades.
Yep.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like, I mean, I won't speak on if I'll like his books or not, because that's another one where people are like, oh my god, this is good. I'm just like being all like, I don't wanna, like, go away. But anyway. But he seems like a really fascinating guy. Like, I would love to talk to him at some point. Probably should read one of his books first before I do that. But I would
read
love
the first 2 of his books.
Oh yeah, first two.
A lot of people have told me that.
Book 1's a mulligan.
A mulligan? Okay.
Yeah. Like it's fine. It's a fine book. It's just when people start saying like, "Oh yeah, Rockio is he's the man," they're talking books 2 on.
Oh, okay.
That is.
So it's like book 1 where he like sets up everything.
No, it's just very different.
Okay.
I'll be honest. The tone, it reads like a lot of other stories you read before, so it kind of can come across as cliche. The characters are not as interesting or endearing, but like pretty quick, like second book on, it is its own thing that sets itself up way better. It's just better written as well, so I highly recommend it.
I had a buddy who didn't like Empire of Silence, and then he read the second book. I'm like, dude, why did you start reading the second book if you didn't like it? You fucking weirdo. Why did you do that? And he's like, I don't know. It just seemed like I wanted to see what happened next. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, no, I took me 8 months to read the second book because I didn't like the first. I was indifferent to it. I disliked it, actively disliked it. And then just from Rich pushing me to read it, saying you're going to love it, and everybody pushing it, which is the advantage of being on BookTube, because some of my favorite books ever I would never have read. When would we have ever read Lines of El Rasan by Guy Gavriel? I just wouldn't have come up because I would have never known about it. Our book club ended up picking it. It's just, you get those gems, and they're not necessarily hidden gems. They're just well-known gems that you're compelled to read.
Well, there's also just so many great books kind of hidden behind a book, like an okay or poor book 1. It's honestly kind of amazing.
I mean, not every book is a Game of Thrones, unfortunately.
Yes.
Or The Blade itself.
Oh, love The Blade itself. I actually, the more I think about it, the more I like book 1 more than everything else. Book 1's my favorite of the trilogy.
Book 1's my favorite too. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone else disagrees with us.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say like number 3 is probably my favorite one, just in terms of holy crap, he just did that. But also those last like 100 pages of book 3 are just masterful, like the 10 out of 10. But Blade itself, I still look back at it with fondness. Like I'll like fondly remember I'll fondly remember like Logan's speech to the one guy at I forget his name, like Quid or something. You can correct me in the comments. I'm like, that's a banger speech right there. Gotta mark that down.
Yeah, for me, I'm curious because Age of Madness I heard is even better than the original trilogy. And I know what kind of to expect now too. I'll set my expectations because I was disappointed by Last Argument of Kings, the last one. But I know
that's right. I saw that video where you guys were talking about it. I'm like, I don't agree, but I get it.
Yeah. Well, it's the objective. It's objectively a better book than I feel about it. It's one of those cases of it's really well done, but it's just I don't like it as much. And I think for the Age of Madness, I know how to temper expectations. And also, I hear everybody says that's his magnum opus. Would you agree with that? Because both Rich and I have not read it yet.
I have not read it either, so I don't know.
Okay,
but I have heard that it gets more political. I guess he got irritated that like not enough people were mentioning the social satire, but I don't know. That's speculation. I don't know the guy. You've met the guy. Did he express irritation about?
The guy is probably one of the more chill authors.
Did he go like, these bloody idiots? They don't know what they're fucking doing. They don't know what they're talking about. They just care about these characters.
He definitely
they don't get these deeper points that I'm talking about.
Well, the point he made in the interview made it very clear that he doesn't give a shit about deeper points.
Oh yeah, I've heard that. I was about to say I was being completely facetious here, but
yeah.
I know he's kind of gone like, bro, I'm just trying to entertain people, like
yeah.
But I'm like, you know what? That's fine.
Yeah, and so he makes that clear.
And he's like, if you see those deeper points, like, cool, bro. I'm glad. Though I do think it's a little deeper than some people, because I mean, again, a lot of people talk about like the characters, and for good reason, they're great. But I don't know. I think there's some like social political commentary that kind of gets missed a little bit. And I know not everyone thinks that way. I get that, but I'm like, oh, so like, there's a lot of I'm like, I'll put it this way: Joe Abercrombie doesn't feel it doesn't have a lot of nice things to say about rich people. People in power. I'll say that.
Yeah, I mean that's also not a new take. It's like,
That's
okay.
true. That's true. I'm not saying it's the deepest
yeah.
thing in the world, but it's there. I
Oh,
think
no,
more
no,
people should appreciate it.
yeah, I get you. He is and it is well to make it satirical and fun and all that. You're obviously going to have your corrupt rich, your corrupt government, your corrupt magic, and everything's corrupt.
Yeah.
It's just everything sucks. Cool. Just
Yeah.
live in a sucky place.
That's what I was worried about with our friend Coop got us to read Orconomics for a just kind of a community book
Isn't that
club
like
that
a
we have.
satire book?
It is.
Okay.
But like on back of the cover kind of thing, it's like, hey, it's satirical, it's a satire on both D&D and capitalism. And part of me, I'm going like, oh, okay, haven't seen this before. Oh, all right. I don't know.
I was that way with Discworld, so I hear
is
you. I hear you.
generally uninteresting to me. Of like most people's critiques of capitalism, to me, it's just boring as hell and
They've
not
been
very
played
interesting,
out.
or
Yeah, I hear
just
you.
surface level of they have money and it's bad, and that's basically it. But no, this one was actually interesting. It was like laser focused of not criticism of or satire of capitalism, but it was satire over the 2008 market crash.
Oh, okay, so it's like a satire of a more specific point in time. I see.
Yes, it was The Big Short plus D&D.
Oh, that's
in a
interesting.
book
That's an interesting combo.
With some really fun characters. Like they actually came out of the woodwork. Like I actually cared about the characters in this like silly satire book. So I do recommend that book if interested in a funny fun time.
I did read my first Discworld book this year, which was Guards. And a lot of people have told me for a long time to read Discworld, and you know, I'm kind of the same way. I'm kind of picky about fantasy, and from what I heard from some other friends of mine who were kind of on it, they were like, "Oh yeah, it's a bunch of like dumb fantasy jokes." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, whatever." But then I heard people go like, "Man, Discworld rocked my world. Like it changed my life." And I'm like, "Okay, fine." And people were like, "You should read Guards first." I'm like, "Okay, fine." So I read Guards. It was good. What can I say? It was really good. I enjoyed it. And it was actually funny. Like, that's the thing with a lot of funny books. Like, a lot of them try too hard to be funny, you know? And there were a couple moments where I felt Pratchett was kind of trying too hard. But, like, most of the time I was laughing. It was like 90% of the time. So, I'd say I do want to visit Discworld again. I'll put it that way.
He's the best.
Highly recommend either Small Gods or Going Postal.
I do want to read Small Gods at some point because American Gods is my favorite fantasy novel. Yay!
Oh, interesting.
And
That's a fantastic book. Yeah.
It's a good book.
It's a great book. It's just you know, Neil Gaiman. He loves his bathtub time, bastard. Anyway, enough of that silliness.
How long ago did you read the book?
I read it in 2019. So
okay,
it's been.
Ago.
I was like, maybe you saw the news and went, I really want to read this guy's stuff, and then found that
no,
just you're seeking it out. But how'd that feel to have your favorite book of all time? And I'm just curious about, did you separate that in your head at all? Were you going, oh, that sucks, or what was your reaction?
I made a video about it, so I mean, you know, I kind of summed up a lot of my thoughts on that subject in that video, but. I was like, you know what? When it comes to situations of authors being fucking weird with their fans, and I know it's a little more than that, because I read parts of that Vulture article. I didn't read all of it because, to be honest, I don't want to. It's really uncomfortable. But, you know, I put it this way. I am not going to let the bad decisions of a person ruin the joy I've had from reading something that they created. That's kind of the position I've taken. And, you know, people are probably going to judge me for that. And I'm just like, you know what? I don't care at this point. It's my favorite fantasy novel of all time. But going back to what I was talking about, I do want to read Small Gods because apparently Gaiman took a lot from that book. Except American Gods is more dramatic than Small Gods, from what I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess. But I mean, I don't know. I think Small Gods is pretty darn epic, especially for a Discworld book.
I'll have to read it then. But yeah, no.
Oh, it's so good. So we got to reread that.
There's also the best part about it is because Terry Pratchett understands fantasy so well, he
Mm-hmm.
can properly mock it in a way that is everyone's in on the joke. It
Mm-hmm.
takes it takes someone with real knowledge to actually roast something well. But then beyond that, the whole because obviously it's satire and it has about religion,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it handles it just so well where even religious people can read it and have a good time. You don't feel like Terry Pratchett is not laughing at religious people.
So
He's
it's
not
it's it's
laughing
like
at
Life
you.
of Brian. Okay, I get you.
Yeah, it's similar vein.
I don't know if
Similar
you've seen
vein where
Life of Brian, but
oh yeah,
it's a great
oh
film
yeah,
if you've never seen Life of Brian. But um,
yeah, I love it.
um, but yeah, I mean, I read Guards. I'm like, okay, this was actually okay. Terry's cooking. All right, I want to see more of this Discworld thing. So yeah,
You got 42.
I know. I'm like, I
left.
got plenty to go. Yeah.
And if we're out of that, Hitchhikers. You got how
I
many of those?
freaking love Hitchhikers, which was why I was hesitant to read Terry Pratchett for a long time because I love Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy so much.
Oh, they both give that same amazing humor. Yeah. So good.
I'm like, oh, what if
I
the
gotta-
Monty Python guys did a sci-fi novel? I'm like, oh my god, it's so like. I do think there's a difference though, like with like there's more like disappointment in Terry. Adams is more like the universe is a joke, so let's just have fun while it lasts. Kind of that's kind of the main theme of Hitchhikers, if you will. Where I don't know, it's kind of he's a bit more cynical, but it's like a fun kind of cynicism in a way. I've only read one Pratchett, so you can take this with a grain of salt. But like, there's more. I can tell that Terry cares a little more about like people and humanity as a whole. I don't know if like
think-
not saying that Adams does not, but it's just more he's
Yeah.
less cynical, I should say. Is my point.
Maybe
I
the
would
difference
agree.
is the Hitchhiker and Douglas Adams. He takes more of the absurdism philosophy
Yeah.
of those just absurdist
Uh-huh.
to the extreme where Discworld's more existential. Of his books often give themes of okay, we're here. What do we do? Like what does death mean? What do we do if there is no afterlife? Or if there is, how do we navigate life?
Mhm.
And meaning is what you make of it, essentially. But then Douglas Adams is just no, it's all a joke.
Pretty much, yeah.
It doesn't
Well,
matter.
It's ultimately
So long and
Douglas
thanks for
Adams
all
is
the
a bit
fish, as he
more
would put it.
nihilistic. Ultimately, it's
Yeah,
There you
like,
go.
Terry
I
Pratchett,
and generally I
bit more
disagree
hopeful.
with that idea, but like he does it in a really fun way, which is why I enjoy it a lot. So there you go.
Well, Douglas, like nihilism and absurdism are different philosophies, but like existentialism, they're in that same umbrella, you could say.
Uh-huh.
But like that, I don't. We should look more about this, Rich. We could have a whole discussion on these things. We got to read philosophy, man. But that,
I'm just giving you
I
guys
have a
ideas. Like, here you go.
I have a whole shelf, and I hope that next month we can actually pump the brakes a little bit on our fantasy sci-fi, like slow down, because I have some other like I have some philosophy and political books I've been wanting to read for like 6
Oh,
months.
I
now.
mean, I think with fantasy and sci-fi, you can get really political, but like the sci-fi fantasy elements are kind of just a little way in, if you will. But
yeah,
I mean, like,
they're
there's
just
a lot of
normally
like
longer.
class commentary that I've only read one book of Discworld, so you can don't rail me in the comment section. But
actually, the way you put that, like, I'm gonna be thinking about that now. That's a great point because they're different types of comedy. They really
yeah.
are. But
Well,
there's
one
humor, but
yeah.
different.
Yeah, like Adams really loves to just throw as much crazy shit at you as possible. Where he like kind of, I like in a good way, where you're kind of there's that unpredictability there, which it kind of reminds me of Gaiman a little bit. There's a bit more of that like kind of Britishness, for lack of a better term, in Pratchett, where he's like it's more wordplay a little bit. He really likes words. He likes language.
Yeah, it is a very witty
Mm-hmm.
style of humor compared to the absurdist and eccentric Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy humor. It's funny because it's ridiculous.
He's also great at situational comedy too, like the bar fight with Carrot trying to arrest everybody. I'm like, this is great.
Yeah, no. Hey, you're in for a great journey with Discworld.
Yeah, like I remember I read the like last tweets that like Terry and his like assistant put out like when he died. I'm like, oh man, like that's sad. Like I've not even read Discworld at that point anyway, and I'm like, man, that's like the saddest thing I've ever read, or the most bittersweet thing I've ever read, I should say. No, it's
I've not read that myself. I need to do that.
No,
but maybe I don't want to. Maybe I only want to read it after I finish.
No, but I want to read more Pratchett. I do want to take more journeys into Discworld eventually. I might see if I can get into Men at Arms at some point. But yeah, I'm trying to like get to the big ones that I haven't read yet that people are just constantly harassing me to read. Like I'm gonna read Gardens of the Moon this year, which, if I recall, I think you guys were kind of mixed on, which I thought was really fascinating because I know that Malazan can be a little divisive for some people.
We're not that mixed on it.
Oh, really?
We both did not like it.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, you didn't like it. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I remember you guys weren't like glowing about it.
Time.
I remember that. It's yeah.
However,
what'd you rate it, Rich? What was your? I'm trying to think back to that.
I'm interested to see like what you guys didn't care for about it. Just kind of in my, because I've heard a lot of people talk about it where it has interested me to read it, which is fine why I'm reading it this year. But I'm curious, like, what did you guys? Well, aside from the video, I'm just asking you guys here, like, what did you not take to it? I mean, aside from people saying it's really dense and complex, I mean, you can't say that, but
it's not even that. it honestly is not that complex. It's that what Erickson throws at you at the page, like, I don't know what to care about, and it feels like anything could happen. And so I have no realm of like significance, and I could tell by conversations when we were talking about the book with other people that they're going, wasn't this super amazing and cool, or can you believe when this happened? I'm like, yeah, I could, because it just did. There's no setup. It just stuff is thrown at you, and like that's now there's a dragon. I'm like, okay, are dragons rare? Yes. No. Oh, now there's 3. Okay. Is that different? I don't know. It just, things are just thrown and I don't care. But even in the first book, there's some great stuff where some of the characters have some really funny lines. And like, I have a favorite character in there, Kruppa. I love him.
I've heard he's kind of like his Tom Bombadil in a way. Though I'm sure the Malazan fans are going to freaking rail me over that one because they're like...
Yeah, I don't think that's a terrible comparison from the first book, I'll be honest. But anyway, the point is, like, plot didn't really feel well set up for this book and integration into the characters. I think there's some cool heart there. He does a good job of like all the character interactions and dialogue. Really good. I just didn't like the plot or the world building.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
that was mainly it.
That's fair.
What about you,
Austin? I realized over time, Rich, you were Rich. What kind of has it changed? Because are you a world first person, but not really? Are you a character first? What would you say you are?
Overall, I guess it's kind of hard. I would probably go world, plot, then characters.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's your books that you're going to go, wow, the characters are standing out. That's why you love it, and then so you can like multiple things. But the more I've thought about it, the more I realize I am 100% a plot reader. The books I dislike, I find cliche, and if the plot's not interesting, I've seen this before, I'll think very negatively. If it's fresh and new, or not just new, but exciting, or I'm hooked on it. I don't have to care about I've realized the characters, I love good characters, but they're the icing for me. If there's also amazing characters on top of a plot, love it. So Gardens of the Moon, Kruppa's cool. Kruppa is a standout character, but yeah, Gardens, I 100% agree with Rich. We had the same review on it of don't know the stakes, don't know what I should care about, and it isn't.
It's kind of funny you guys say that, because that's kind of why I stayed away from Malazan for a long time, because a bunch of people who were critical of it are kind of like, oh, he throws a bunch of stuff at you, and then there would be the fans who would show up and be like, oh, but dude, there's a guy at like page like 300 who shows up in like book 3 and he's like really important. I'm just like, bro, I don't care about that. Like, I don't want to know.
It is one of those things too where I'm reading the second book, Dig House Gates, now. It's so much better than book 1. So I will say this, go in with this expectation, because obviously a lot of people do love book 1, but it's the most controversial one. Everybody that has read the series, they do say book 1 is generally the worst of them. And Steven Erikson, when he was writing the series, it was initially supposed to be a screenplay, I believe. So It was written for a screenplay. In the first book, I believe there's 43 character point of views. It kind of shifts perspectives as if you're in a screenplay in that way. And I want to double check this. I'm 99% certain this is the case. But between books 1 and 2, although they were published a year or two apart, the first book he wrote and then took 10 years to write the second book, and then the ones after that. It seemed like he fixed the problems he had, or knew he was now doing a book series, because he took this D&D world he had been building for 20 years, was writing a screenplay, then went, not that, let's make it a book. And I think
by the time going to make that into a movie, but yeah, I digress.
Movie.
I don't care, but I know commenters. Tabletop game. It wasn't D&D.
Oh, thanks, Rich. You saved me.
I'm saving you.
Thank you,
nerds. Like, yeah,
it was GURPS technically, but whatever. I read it on Wikipedia, so I know. I did read it on Wikipedia, but I'm just messing around.
But Brent, what are you reading right now?
Well, I am about to read. Hold on, let me move these for a video. I hope to record after this is over. I am hoping to start Ham on Rye by Charles Bukowski, who is this is like a coming of age story, and it's also like manly literature. So I'm like, all right, I'm a man. I don't think I'm very manly, but I'll give this a try. Also, wanted to read this book for years, so there's that.
Because you haven't read the book yet. You'll read the book, then you'll become manly.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Yeah, I'll be a grizzled alcoholic smoker by the end of this book. And I am also slowly going through Tide is Grown of the Gorman Guest trilogy.
I gotta read that. Oh.
So, yeah. Which, talk about a dense and not complicated, but just holy crap. Like, you have to put your whole brain power into that book. I am, and I've picked up like dense books for, like, I read Blood Meridian for fun.
I need to read that book too. I've been trying for 6 months.
I read that, and that is probably one of the densest books I've read. Is what I'm saying. Is what I'm getting at. It is not a joke. I know a lot of people say this. Oh, this is how dense and complex this is. I am not. I mean, the plot is very simple, but the prose of it is overwhelming. Not being hyperbolic at all. Like, I'm not trying to scare you too. I'm legit being serious. You have to put your whole.
That's why I've been so curious. I've heard the prose is next to none.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Like, I mean, in a good way, but
Yeah.
Like, I don't want you to roll your eyes being like, this freaking nerd doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm not trying to like hype it up for you. This is for real. Like, it's one of the densest books I've ever read.
That does seem like the biggest booktube cred book of like, hey, do you know what you're talking about? Are you a real like intellectual readers? Like, I've read Blood Meridian. Like, that's just very much your.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's your little badge of like. It's your credentials.
It was kind of funny seeing you two read Lonesome Dove, which I read last year, and it was like my second favorite book of the year. It was phenomenal, but it was interesting because both Lonesome Dove and Blood Meridian came out the same year. So, one won the Pulitzer Prize. You can imagine which one that was, or I'm sure you already know what it is. But yeah. How do I describe Blood Meridian? I'll put it this way: I wouldn't read that book first. If you want to read Cormac McCarthy, if you want to, you can, but I don't recommend it. So there you go.
I'm trying to think. I look at my bookshelf here. I have No Country for Old Men, The Road, and I have Blood Meridian on my shelf. Of those three, which one should I read first?
No Country.
No Country. Okay.
I don't even know if you've seen the movie, but
Have loved it.
all right, you'll like the book then.
It's
If
amazing
you've seen the movie, you'll like the book. But yes, I would either say that or The Road. You should read first because those are also No Country's just as easiest, just in terms of like, oh, okay, Yankee. Oh, this makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, again, Blood Meridian. It's how do I describe this? I've heard it be described as like an epic poem, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. You know, it's like you have to like really buckle in. So you know.
Yeah, No Country's an awesome movie. That is so.
Oh,
good.
it's great. Yeah, I love that movie.
I'm so curious. Do you guys like the way that it's titled? Of you title a book with your exact message you're trying to get across. Title the book like whatever it is. Name Lord of the Rings Temptation. You know? Name Force Wing. I won't go there, but you get what I mean. But you know, I like it. Just give me. Okay, I know exactly what to expect. The title gives me No Country for Old Men. Okay, I know what I'm getting.
I mean, the worst thing you can say about it is like, oh, it's an old guy ranting about how violent the world is, even though it's not really what it's about. But you know, it's kind of that's like the worst thing you could say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say No Country would be a good place to start if you want to start anywhere.
Awesome. Well, Rich, we got lots of reading to do.
I know.
Yeah.
God, so much. No, but yeah, it's yeah, no, that is kind of funny. I remember when when I was joining BookTube, I started my channel again in 2023. And apparently for some reason that year, Blood Meridian just kind of blew up for whatever reason. Maybe it's because like McCarthy died. That was probably why. Or, you know. Actually, you know what? If you guys are going to embark on Blood Meridian, Wendigoon made a really good 5-hour. It's 5 hours, so if you want to watch it in chunks, that's fine. But he made a video where he basically describes what's going on. But it's good. I think it's a good one for if you're like a first time reader. Like I definitely wish I had it when I first read it.
Okay. Sweet.
Wrote it down.
Okay. Good. You're doing well.
I'm trying to find it, but okay, there we go. Yeah, that is. Oh my god, that's long.
I was about to say, yeah, it's long. So if you want to watch it in like chunks, like that's fine. But like hold on, there's another one that I watched actually when I was first reading it, from a lady called Amy Gets Lit, and she did a couple of episodes talking about the chapters and kind of breaking them down in a approachable way.
I'm seeing Matt's fantasy review gave it a 1 star.
Oh yeah, he which doesn't. I remember watching that review, and he was like, "Man, you know, when I played Red Dead 2, and I was asking some people for some good books, and someone recommended Blood Meridian, and I was like, why would you possibly recommend them? Like Blood Meridian is like anti Red Dead Redemption 2, like oh my god!" But you know, yeah, he didn't like that book.
Yeah, no. If you're gonna do that, like Lonesome Dove.
Yeah, Lonesome Dove would be better.
That's your answer of like, oh, I really loved Red Dead. Let's Lonesome Dove. That is
Lonesome Dove, the cowboy.
All right, I gotta read this book. I love the title he made because the title of the video from Wendigoon is "The Greatest Terrible Book Ever Made. The Story Too Disturbing to Be a Movie. Blood Meridian." Ah. How grabbing is that? All right, that's going on the watch later. That's gonna take me 5 business days.
How long is your watch later list?
It never gets watched. Never.
Isn't that like it's weirdly ironic of you just never watch the watch later list.
Your watch later is a TBR. It's
kinda,
technologically
I had my watch later was in the 2000s.
It would be. I mean, as funny as
I had to delete. I spent at least a solid like hour and a half or something,
Yeah.
just deleting things. I just went like oldest to newest, and I just started just delete.
Yep.
I couldn't stand it.
Yep.
Like it's like as funny as it would be trying to see you two dissect Blood Meridian on your channel, which like that
Yeah.
would be great. I would watch that video, but I don't know. I try to like I try not. It's hard to describe, so I'll try not to say too much because I'm always nervous. I'll like inadvertently talk people out of it. So
Oh no, we will be reading it. It's just a question of when.
Yeah, it's
But
already been on the list. We have a friend too that read it and recommended it, so we
okay,
definitely.
but it's I mean. Going back to what I was saying about Gorman Guest, though, it's not a joke though. The prose is like you got to sit down and fucking read that thing, like you got to like dissect it. Not dissect it, maybe not that hard, but like you got to like sit down and you got to be like, okay,
That came
you
out
gotta strap in. Yeah,
strap in, exactly, yeah.
that was kind of how I felt with Fire Upon the Deep. That was one of those things.
Oh yeah, that's one of those science fiction. I've seen that around in one of my local bookshops. I'm like, hey, I gotta.
There are harder books, but it's definitely the one where I go like, don't do the audiobook. Actually physically read it, because sometimes you just need to like pause, like, wait a minute, I need to reread that paragraph again and understand the context is beyond my human perception of understanding. I need to comprehend the visual like the visual experience that this alien creature would do.
Yeah,
it's hard.
Here's how I describe kind of like Gormenghast or Blood Meridian or a book like that. It's like how they describe it is like so clear, it's overwhelming, if that makes sense. It doesn't really, but when you read a book like that, you know it. You're just like, whoa, something like that. I don't know, but that's how I would describe it. It's really weird like that.
I got something for you, Britton. Okay.
Oh yeah, what you got?
Right here. I'm just trying to find a way to get the first page. I have it over. You know what?
Is in this like chat here?
Just gonna grab it. Ran off to the library, abandoned us.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, what a jerk that Austin. No, I'm kidding. Austin's been cool. No, I should probably ask, what are you reading at the moment, Richard?
Right
I
now,
should ask while Austin is gone. What do you got?
I've got it.
Oh my god.
The prologue just starts with this. I love this. How to explain, how to describe, even the omniscient viewpoint quails. Come on, starting a book like that.
Where's that from?
A Fire Upon the Deep.
Oh wow, okay, yeah, I'll have to check that out then.
And that's
a great hook.
I was so hooked by that and going, and then it gets the prologue of the book just sticks. It's one of those that, you know how Discovery starts like that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You'll have a similar reaction to, you'll read Fire Upon the Deep. It'll just start and blow your mind and go, holy crap, what am I reading? And then I'd say, like, there's moments where the plot gets slow, but after reading it, the appreciation grows over time. I think more fondly now than I did just finishing it. Whereas there's books that the more you sit on it, the more you just hate and go, yeah, what did I get? What actually stuck? Like, things will actually stick. Sorry. I just wanted to show you that.
Okay. But Richard, back to the question. What are you reading at the moment?
I'm reading Ashes of Man right now.
That sounds familiar. What is that part of a series?
Yeah, that is book 5 of Sun Eater.
Okay, that's why it sounded familiar.
It is so good. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. But after that, I'll be reading, I don't know which order of it, but Book of the New Sun, by Gene Wolfe, and then The Winter King.
Yeah, I've heard of those books. Yeah. I've tried Gene Wolfe twice. Okay, like I read a book called, it's blanking. Why am I? Oh my god, my brain just short circuited for a minute. The Land Across. I read that. And I'm just like, I don't get this. What's so special about this guy? So then I got The Wizard Knight because Tor put out a copy of it that looked magnificent. So I'm like, I got to pick this up. I also read it. And I'm just like, I'm not getting this. Like, what's so special about it? I mean, there's some skill here, but I don't know what's special about this guy. So good luck with Book of the New Sun. Maybe I'll try that at some point, but there's just those books that don't connect with you. And like I said, I picked up, I'm reading Gorman Guest for fun right now. So, I mean, I am not someone who's picky, but man, I don't know. We're just not melding right now. We're just like,
well, I hope I like it. I've heard very many things where people say that Christopher Rocchio did take a lot of inspiration from Book of the New Sun, and a lot of themes, styles. Like, it's a big influence for him. So the fact that I love Sun Eater, probably I'll really like Book of the New Sun. The fact that he recommended it, and we're going to be reading it with Rocchio and John and Jacob from Talking Story. So it's going to be
curious what they'll think of it, because I've read Wolf twice now, and I'm just kind of like, oh boy. Like, if if I'm not meshing here, and all these people are meshing with it, I'm just gonna turn in my reader card. I'm just gonna take it back to the library and just be like, all right, I'm just bad at this. No, I get people's tastes are different though, so I mean, I'm being facetious, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, I allow Austin to still call himself a reader despite not loving the Wheel of Time. So
I've not read the Wheel of Time yet. I do see you have that handsome Wheel of Time collection back there.
Oh yeah, best gift my friends got me. It is mighty handsome. I have very nice friends.
Yeah, you got a good support group.
Yeah, I regret that.
No,
Yeah, did you like the idea someone sent us, Rich, of we have to force each other to our TBR for a month? It doesn't make much sense because we read the same stuff anyways. So
that's what we already do.
Yeah. So yeah.
I mean, what this month of our TBR, I think I decided 3 of the books for you.
Yeah.
Basically. So
I think so. Yeah.
Kind of already doing that.
Yeah, pretty much.
We do not choose what we read very often, do we? Like,
no,
a lot of our books are just kind of decided upon us.
But
I kind of want to try that for the month of May. Going, what do
I want to read?
We each ask the question, what do I want to read? And then we come with like, hey, I really want to read this.
Oh yeah, for the past 8 months, it's been a constant catch up of like, well, I have to read this because I told this person I would, and that was 6 months ago. So I need to finally catch up. Or, oh, we got a review coming up, so I got to continue on with this book. But I have a never-ending like list of, when I have the time, I would love to read this book, and I just don't get to it.
It's if it was up to me right now, I'd just be doing Sun Eater. Just okay, that's the next one. But then you got to take detours. We gotta read other stuff. We have our book club one. We have the Rage of Dragons. I'm excited for that. But yeah, Britton, is the same for you? Of just you get recommended stuff and you're like, oh God, I said I would read that. Now
yeah, it's happened. Like Malazan for me is kind of that book.
Hey, I hope you do.
Also as well, I'm just kind of like, oh man, is this just overhyped? But I don't know. Well, I guess I'll see when I read my
temper expectations. You'll probably like it more than us, I imagine.
My airport copy of Gardens of the Moon here that I got off Amazon.
That's more money I threw into the broken binding hole. I bought the Malazan books.
Even though you didn't like it.
Book one.
They look so pretty.
Well, Austin, I asked Richard, and I think you mentioned you were one of these, but what are you reading right now?
Yeah, I'm reading book 2, Deadhouse Gates, at the moment. Yeah, it's better. And I got to the point where I'm very hooked in several of the stories, so it's going to be going quicker now.
Oh yeah, no, we're going to have a very good time with that review. I think people are going to be happy because I loved Deadhouse Gates.
That's interesting.
If I could be reading a book right now that I like, just read the first book that I want to beside Sun Eater. Yes, like I'm very happy that I'm reading Sun Eater. If not for that one, I would be reading book 3 of Malazan. I've been wanting to read that for weeks. So,
yeah,
I'm in my Malazan itch.
Yeah. I also see did a react to TikTok ban, which man, that was a trip, wasn't it? You know, I was actually watching I think I was watching
Real
Bookborn's
short.
video about Book Talk the other day.
Mhm.
And I was thinking about like my thoughts and feelings about Book Talk or TikTok, because I'm like, me, I don't freaking like TikTok. I think it's a stupid idea, personally speaking. But at the same time, like, look, I know indie authors and some people, they like to grind on TikTok. God bless them. You can do that, you know, at the same time. So I'm not one of those people who thinks like Book Talk is ruining reading, like some other people seem to think.
Well, we're also talking about that as if we're higher than thou from book 2.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
oh
We're
yeah,
no different.
we do YouTube shorts, not TikTok shorts. We are yeah,
But we all
a much
thing is,
higher form of entertainment.
we also do TikTok. So
Oh, you do TikTok? All right, I'm
Oh,
I'm
no,
sorry. I'm not
but-
trying to insult. I
Oh,
try not
no.
to insult people for using TikTok because
No, we're not.
Okay.
we are on your side.
You don't
It
like
makes
TikTok?
us hypocrites. I don't have it on my phone. I don't like it. It is a disease for me. I think for a lot of people, it's not good.
Look at
I don't know if I would have gone that far, but I understand the
the
sentiment.
harder.
Do you understand that? Like, I have such a problem with it. I bought a literal black and white phone so I could avoid things like TikTok and YouTube. That's how much social media overall was a mistake. It was need to wipe it clean.
We need
Go
to
back
just
to the chat rooms.
Britton, what's your biggest takeaway from this? Because I think that is the takeaway of this. This is all a mistake. Thank you for the collab, but
I
overall,
mean,
what are
I
we
have
gonna
I'll put it this way, like I'm kind of like I love YouTube. I have a very abusive relationship with Twitter. Like I go down, I'll doom scroll from time to time, and a lot of it is just this is shit. This person shit. This movie shit. Everything is just shit, and I'm just like, God, I should quit Twitter. But I have friends on here that I like talking to as well. It's you know that's where we're at. Instagram I've started using again. I actually like Instagram. I'm fine with Instagram. I can deal with it. I also have Blue Sky, which I'm like bad at using, but I'm getting used to it. Even though it's like the place where everyone who threw a temper tantrum about Twitter being called X now, which okay, I agree. That's a stupid idea. Fucking X, really, Elon Musk. But anyway.
I mean, you got X billions of dollars. He's been talking about, like, it's one of his weird projects of like, he wants a platform called X, like the Everything app, when he wanted it to call X. And that was like 10, 15 years ago. So it's like, I get it. Like, he's got billions of dollars. He wants to rename it. Nobody else likes it. He's like, screw you all. I've been dreaming of this for 20 years. I'm doing it.
Yeah, no,
All
it's
right,
just
fine, man.
I'm just like, yeah, well, but I mean, I'm not one of those who goes as far as to say social media is a bad idea, but I have seen some people who do think that way, and you know what? I understand. I'll put it that way. I understand the sentiment.
I mean, it's definitely worse for children than it is adults, even though it is not great for adults either. I mean,
Like
there's
some of the
kind of
slang that's
there's
come up from the internet. I'm just even I don't get it nowadays. And I grew up in the place where the internet kind of blew up, so I'm just kind of like, geez.
Yeah, no, it's not good. It is generally done the opposite of what every single social media company has said it would do. Of it will bring people together. It will help socialize. You'll make more friends. The opposite of all of that. It's the opposite. It has made people have less friends, be less connected, less social. It is no.
It's
Yeah.
mostly just people ranting about things at this point.
Yeah,
like
and then also like a bunch of weirdos. Like it used to be that we lived in a time where if you were a weird fucker, that you would be isolated by yourself, and then you realize, I'm kind of weird. I maybe need to like not do or think these weird things. I'm going to integrate myself into society. And now a bunch of weirdos can just go online and find other weirdos and continue to be weirdos until they die. No, bad.
That's a
Weirdos
bad
need to be
idea.
isolated. It's terrible. You need to be you need that social pressure to not be a weirdo. Like sometimes, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, no, I mean, here's what I think of the internet is a strange, beautiful, sometimes really awful place. But you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way sometimes because
Without it, we wouldn't be talking to you.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
It is a good tool if used properly.
Exactly.
And in moderation, it actually is helpful.
It's like nitroglycerin, you know, if you use it correctly, like it's very useful. But like when you use it badly, it just blows up and like everyone gets hurt, you know.
Yeah.
I
Brett, thank you for having us do this. And you know what? I think we get honored with these kind of invites where we jump into and get to have a we call ourselves 2ToRamble, but we have structured videos. We structure them a lot more than people think. So we don't get to actually ramble as much as you would think. So
I mean, it's pretty glorious when you know, you get into the, you know, Benjamin Franklin being a time traveler. I thought that was pretty great. But you know, I get you. Yeah, no, it was funny. I have a podcasting class I'm taking right now, and he's like, find some podcasts and like talk about their stuff. And you know, my teacher is a very like, this is structured. You know, we're gonna do it like this. I'm like, whatever, because I like just hanging out, you know, Joe Rogan style, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just to chat.
I just found you guys' stuff and was like, all right, I'll just, you know. Now that's not where I first discovered you guys, by the way. I knew you guys, like, you know, I've watched your stuff before, but you know, I'm just like, all right.
And you've liked a couple and seen a lot.
Seen a lot, likes a few.
That's all we want. That's all we ask for. We can't hit them every time. So
especially when you get John on, it's always great. Like
the only episodes you liked are the two with John.
And Lonesome Dove. I like that one too. I'm just like,
nice.
These guys are good.
Yeah, thanks so much for it. Yeah, this was also. I'll speak for Rich too. We enjoyed this, right?
Yeah, I had a great time.
Yeah, thank you very much. Also, when is this being posted? Is this being posted? Do you do this a quick turnover? Because we'll obviously post everything on our end.
I have a few on like the back burner, but you know, it's that's not but you know, it takes a while.
Yeah, let us.
I'll let you guys know. I'll admit, I was a little kind of like, you know, because we mostly communicated by email, so I was just like, oh my god, I bet these guys get blown up with emails all the time. This is gonna suck. But it didn't. We got this together.
Yeah. And hey, to test that friendship part, we'll do something off the collab. You know, have like a little, hey, how you doing? And
hey, how's Gorman Gas going? I'll be like, oh, it's
still.
My brain is you know, it's a lot.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I guess I'll take that as a sign, because my throat's getting dry here, and also if you heard me coughing, allergies are a bitch right now. But I'm glad we managed to get this together. Is what I'm getting at.
Yes.
In a few words.
If there was of all these things, I wrote down a thing about myth versus fantasy. I really like that conversation. If Rich and I end up doing something like that, and we can have you on for something.
Oh, that would be great. Like just hit me up.
I really like the idea of existentialism, nihilism, and
absurdism.
Wow, I'm just giving you guys ideas. This is great, guys. This is where this is the origin of some potential 2ToRamble videos, guys. Like we need to.
That's a great point you made about it is absurdist versus existentialist with the two Douglas versus Terry. Yeah, great stuff. More, so we could steal more from you. Yes.
But yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of other videos here. Like you've talked to Philip, talked about a C.S. Lewis essay. That's interesting. I'll have to watch that.
Oh, that was fun. We just did that was a lot of
fun. A bunch of stuff. Get Fonda Lee on. You know, I'll just go on this little quick non sequitur before we wrap this up here. I was hoping to read the Jade City books this year, and like I was like, man, I want to get to this because I'm like, man, this sounds like right up my alley. And then there's a bunch of other fantasy books I'm doing, and I'm like, okay, if Gorman Gas is this dense here, and I'm gonna read Malazan as well later on in the year, I'm gonna have to wait a little bit. So sorry, Fonda Lee, if you ever watch this. Will she? Probably not. But if she does, you're probably gonna have to wait till 2026 to get my thoughts on your trilogy. So sorry about that.
She'll be waiting. Yes.
with bated breath.
She's like, oh man, what did Britton think about my books? He's also really friendly to booktubers too. She's like her, Janny Wirtz, and like Christopher Rocchio. Like,
Yeah,
they're pretty chill with the booktubers.
They're really kind people. I really like.
And Joe Abercrombie to a lesser extent.
That sarcastic sense, yes.
All right. Well, I mean, I've had a blast. This has been fun.
I had a great time, man.
Just enjoying hanging out here. This went in directions I didn't expect, but I guess I should have expected it from 2ToRamble. But
yes, I was very happy. This was actually very, very cool. I like the directions it went, and we started with hating on just all movies, so it ended with I don't know what.
Our grumpy old men about how movies aren't what they used to be. Yeah. But as I like to do before the end of these, if you have social media, be shameless. Shill the social media. Feel free. You have my Scout's honor.
2ToRamble all platforms. That's
everywhere you can find it. Just 2toramble.com if you want bookmarks and merch things. No one buys our polos. Be the like.
You know what? I will get some 2ToRamble merch buy a polo. After this.
Yep, 2ToRamble. Follow us on Fiverr, on GitHub, on what else? Oh, we have a.
Actually, we may have a GitHub account.
We do. I made sure we have that. Follow us on chess.com, on Minecraft. We have Minecraft. We have 2ToRamble on Minecraft. I made sure to lock that one in too, Rich. Don't worry, I got it.
You got them all?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically everywhere it's 2ToRamble. I hear you.
Yes. 2ToRamble.
Everywhere's 2ToRamble.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Ian.
Oh, man, this was a blast. I had fun. I mean, I knew it was probably going to be, like, fun. Like, I was looking forward to this, but I had a blast. This was fun.
Hit us up anytime. Yeah, I know with we are not as busy as you would seem. This week was busier because our recording stuff messed up and there was a whole thing. But yeah, this was.
So I got you guys at a good time. All right. Yeah. Yeah.
It was great. Thank you again, Britton.
All right. Well, I will. Until next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I will. Well, until next time.
Bye all.